We are live from West Humble, the home of Dorking Wanderers, for this Surrey Senior Cup semi-final. Very good evening and welcome along. We've got Frank Wilson, the Tooting and Mitcham manager, with us, and James Cummins as well. Very good evening to you guys.
Good evening, Ben. How's it going?
Good evening.
It's a local derby. It's a cup semi-final, and there's just a little bit of needle, I feel, about this game. And both teams really want to win.
Both teams definitely want to win for different reasons. Dorking Wanderers are playing extremely well at the moment. They're second in the league. They want to add to their brilliant season. Maybe they can cap it off by getting to the final against Woking, which is a winnable game considering how Woking have been doing in the conference so far. Merstham, different reasons. They've had a bit of an indifferent season, away from the glory in the FA Cup against Oxford United. Another team like Ebbsfleet, they are currently also looking down the barrel of relegation battle towards the end of the season. So you're right, Ben, there is a bit of needle between both teams and both managers. So I'm hopeful tonight we're going to see a great performance from both teams in a really, really good game.
Yeah, Merstham coming to the game after a defeat to Canvey Island, 3-0 out at home. They did have Mark Okoye sent off early in that game in the first 20 minutes, which changed it somewhat. But Canvey Island were in great form. They come into the game winning their last 5. Dorking Wanderers came in with a 1-0 win over Sittingbourne. And a 3-1 win over Molesley. Briggs on the score sheet twice then, and toll-free as well. They did have a defeat to Corinthian Casuals, so they've lost 1 in their last 3. Merstham, of course, beat Met Police, and they lost 5-0 to Dulwich Hamlet, so a bit of a mixed bag for them as well. We're almost underway at West Humble for this game in the Surrey Senior Cup semi-final for the place in the final to play Woking, and it is Merstham in their amber shirts and black shorts. They'll be playing from right to left in this first half, and they kick us off, and we are underway here at West Humble under the lights. Evening kick-off, and straight away high pressure from Dorking Wanderers closing down Merstham at the back, and it'll be interesting to see if that's the way they're going to play, if they're going to put pressure on. Merstham can play the ball out of the back very well. They're going to press high, Dorking Wanderers.
They do play a counter-attack style of football, are very comfortable in possession, and we'll probably see evidence of that within the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game. Goalkeeper likes to play out from the back. Defenders are encouraged to take care of the ball and to find pockets in midfield. But I think that the energy levels that Dorking are going to need to show are that when they win the ball back tonight, they're going to have to use the ball quickly to try and threaten the Merstham goal. And
the first shot off in the match was from Giuseppe Sol, but it just trickled into the path of Josh Smith in the Merstham net. So both teams early on just struggling to get the ball down on the floor. It's a little bit frantic. It's with Rob Sheridan again on this near side press well from Reese Hall in the Merstham shirt. Eventually it falls to Xavier Vidal, who's got it through to Dan Bennett, who's the danger man, who drives through, and it's in the net. It's the first goal, and it's Merstham that take the lead, and it is the danger man, the man that's got 21 goals so far this season, Dan Bennett, who's had the strike. He was allowed the space to run through the centre of the Dorking Wanderers defence. He got into the box, he struck it low with his left foot, and it goes into the net, and it's 1-0 to Merstham, just 2.5 minutes on the clock.
Great bit of skill there was from the number 7, Alex. You know, the first time ball just round the corner into the midfield for the number 10, Dan, just to sort of latch onto and then find space in front of goal, and a very cool finish.
Alex Adai, as we mentioned, had come back from that 2-month loan spell at Carshalton. It done him really well. I spoke to Mick Sullivan this morning. He said, he's come back in great form, and he's really adding something to the team, and he certainly did there with that ball through to Dan Bennett. So early on in this game, Merstham take the lead in the Surrey Senior Cup semi-final, and they're the ones now that are knocking the ball round with a little bit more composure and a little bit of confidence as Christian Campbell picks up the ball on the left-hand side. It's in to Reese Hall, who struggles and loses possession. Here come Dorking Wanderers. They're driving forward with Anthony Oakes, who plays the ball out to the far side to Jake Beecroft. A little turn from him inside, can't do anything with the ball though, and it's bounced off a Merstham player, and again Merstham able to come forward, can't switch the play though, and Dorking have got the ball back. All at a very fast pace.
It's a great ball, Dean.
Great ball, fantastic ball.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
What a finish there. Amazing finish at the end of the move. Fantastic ball across the pitch. Giuseppe Sol, a wonderful touch, showing that class, quality and finish that, James, you were talking about, that you've seen for so many years at Woking, as he brought the ball down and lofted it over. But again, worth saying, the ball across the pitch was fantastic.
Dean Gunner there at fullback, and a player that I know quite well. He's got a real useful left foot there, and you just saw that if they give him time and space tonight, he'll pick that pass all night long. And if Giuseppe or one of the forwards can find some space in behind, then that ball's going to be on for the rest of the night. And what a cool finish.
Under 5 minutes gone and we're already 1-1. We were expecting an exciting game. We certainly got that. And James, real frantic start.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see Giuseppe Sol get on the score sheet. I knew he was going to do something in this game this evening. I just knew it. I told you he was going to do something. Great finish from the Dorking Wanderers forward. But I know Hayden Bird's going to be absolutely smarting about losing that lead just 2 minutes after they took the lead. And I tell you what, this game is really shaping up to be an absolute cracker, Ben.
Yeah, it is. And Omar Foulkes just picked up the ball there. And again, Merstham are in and Reece Hall's in. He kicks with his right foot. He kind of kicked it with the foot that you wouldn't want of him to have kicked it when he got inside the box, just inside the 18-yard box for Merstham. It was a good opportunity again, though, Frank, to have a strike on goal.
Yeah, it was, and a couple of times Reece has received the ball early on in this first half, and he's looked a little lax in composure, and I just think that opportunity there in front of goal might have been something that I think that he would have felt that he could have done better with.
Both managers probably a little bit concerned at the moment the chances that are being created.
I think that there's a territorial side to the opening stages of games, and Merstham taking an early lead. I think in Hayden's mind and his players' minds that they may have been able to take a little bit more control, a little bit more composure, slow the game down a little bit from what is expected to be a frantic start. But the immediate reaction from Dorking to get themselves back level, we're sort of back at 0-0 really now, aren't we? With both teams now playing for territory and trying to see if they can get the ball in the final third as often as they can, and play on the mistakes of the opposition.
It's played out towards Simon Cooper by Xavier Vidal, but it's not quite reached him, and Dorking Wanderers have got the ball and they put it across the pitch, and it's cleared off the line in the end then by Mark Okoye, and that ball really shouldn't have got that far across the goal. We all were taken a little bit by surprise because the ball was played across and it shouldn't have got that far.
I think Josh Smith just got his positioning a little bit wrong there, and obviously the conditions of the pitch, you don't know how bobbly it is on that far side goal there, but it looked like it took a bit of a dodgy bounce and he didn't handle it as well as he should have, and a chance nearly broke there to Dorking to extend a lead there.
Merstham will be kicking themselves as this ball ends up in the back of the net. It's a Dorking Wanderers corner. It's lofted in high and towards the far side, but it's broken away, and Tom Kavanagh picks the ball up for Merstham and is looking to drive into the Dorking Wanderers half. It's a 4-on-3. It's played through as it goes across the box, and it's just too far for Reece Hall to get on the end of it. It was played across the box. Really neat ball by Alex Adai. He played it across to Reece Hall, but he just couldn't get on the end of that. It was a great example of a breakaway there from Merstham.
Yeah, smart play there, and every player that received the ball didn't take too many touches with it. It was a real good counter-attack move there, and when space and opportunity opened itself up, that was a great early ball across the face of goal. And if only it could have been met by an amber shirt.
Yes, it goes in towards Okoye, but it's over his head, and it's the keeper that comes out for Dorking Wanderers, Matthew Willard, who's spilled the ball, and it's gone all the way across to the far side. It's put back into the box, and it's just come in, and it was Anton Douglas who got the touch, but it must have come off a Dorking Wanderers player because the referee has pointed to the far side, and it'll be another corner to Merstham. A little bit of pressure building from Merstham. He can get the ball back to Dan Bennett, who plays the ball across to Alex Adai. Plays it across to Reece Hall on the near side. Reece Hall picks the ball up and tries to drive a ball into the middle. Great ball into the box, cleared by Dorking Wanderers, but only as far as Tom Kavanagh lays it off. And it's a great shot, and it's just dipped on the bar. Great shot from Xavier Vidal on the edge of the box. He picked the ball up from the knockdown from Tom Kavanagh. He took a touch. He hit the ball, and it was tipped onto the bar by Matthew Willard. It's another corner for Merstham. That was a great effort.
Great effort there from the former Welling and Dulwich Hamlet man. That's the quality that Hayden Bird wanted to bring into his side. He's been a key performer so far this season. Great effort from the Merstham man.
Yeah, Reece Hall driving towards the Dorking Wanderers box. He's inside now as it reaches Tom Kavanagh. Can't quite control it there, Tom Kavanagh, and the ball runs away from him and is with Jerome Beckles in the midfield. Now Dorking Wanderers can break. That was a great bit of play. Giuseppe Sol spreading the ball to the far side. A little bit of the momentum of the attack's gone, but they still try and play the ball in behind, and just catching the heels there of the Dorking Wanderers player. And they've gone over, and it is a free kick the referee's given. And again, that ball looked for that quick ball in behind Merstham is obviously something that they're going to be doing through the game. A couple of times they've looked for it, got a free kick, and it's a dangerous position now. It's one apiece so far after 21 minutes here at West Humble. The referee just making sure that two-man wall of Merstham is far enough back. No spray on the ground in this level of football, but they look as though they're the right distance back. And here comes the free kick from Dorking Wanderers. It's hit well into the far post. It's a great free kick. It's knocked back across the goal, and it's just about cleared from Merstham. I thought that had gone well wide, but it was a great free kick in the end, headed back towards the Merstham goal. And Merstham have the ball in the centre, and they've lost it as well. Dorking Wanderers will be looking to put a little bit of pressure on, and the ball eventually trickles out. It was a good free kick in the end. I thought that had gone too far. It was headed back across the goal. It was a nicely worked.
Nicely worked free kick there from Dorking Wanderers. Giuseppe Sol adding that quality of free kicks that he is renowned for, and it's a very, very open game here between both Merstham and Dorking Wanderers. Giuseppe Sol will take. It's lofted in towards the box, and it's very, very simple for Josh Smith as he kicks the ball upfield. And there might be a break here for Merstham towards Alex Adai. Alex Adai on the edge of the box. Will he take it forward? Could he get a shot on goal? But it's just still got it here. But it's great defending. And it's in by Merstham. And it's a goal for Alex Adai. It was almost never going to take place here. Sloppy defending there from Dorking Wanderers. And it's Merstham who take the lead, Frank.
I think that Mark White will be very disappointed there. I think because from having a free kick in the final third for yourself, and then for the goalkeeper to take receivership of the ball, and then one ball down the throat of your defence, and then the players in on goal. And I don't know what happened there at the back. There seemed to be one or two players involved that just couldn't quite clear their lines. Bit of miscommunication, but good determination from the number 7, wasn't it? Alex Adai. Yeah, good determination from him, and then eventually when it fell to him, a neat little finish.
I'm surprised by the amount of room that Dan Bennett's getting to have a think there and switch the play. We saw how dangerous he was in the first few minutes by taking the lead. Real key man for Merstham, and they don't seem to be closing him too tightly.
Yeah, I think it's the formation that suits Merstham tonight, and like you've just said, Dan Bennett playing as a number 10, he's able to sort of step away from his markers, come and find territory and space into midfield, not picked up by other midfield players, and find opportunities to basically pick the passes that he chooses tonight. And I think that that's the formation that suits Merstham and the way that they play, and it certainly looks a comfortable position for Dan himself.
Is that the kind of thing that Mark will be looking at for half-time? Is that the kind of things you look for at half-time? What little changes can I make? Yeah,
absolutely. Look, you've got to assess the first 45 minutes, and you've got to find out which the danger players are and what the key patterns of play are for your opposition. And so far, what we've seen is Dan Bennett, Omar Folks picking up ball, in and around the front of the box, and here goes Reece all through on goal, and can he finish?
Oh, great save. Off the line there. Great defending there by Dorking. It was almost going to be a third for Hayden Bird's side, but the play's going to be stopped here as it's needing treatment for Willard, who had a bit of a heavy challenge against Reece Hall, but great defending there from Dorking Wanderers.
Yeah, fantastic, and they're going to need to show that sort of resilience tonight, because Merstham have demonstrated so far in this first half that, from the break of play, they've got players that are able to exploit space, find players, and they've threatened 5 or 6 times tonight.
There's definite quality in the Dorking Wanderers side. The fact that James McShane, Tom Tolfrey and Matt Briggs, who's not playing tonight, scored 47 goals so far this season, as Tom Tolfrey holds the ball up on the far side, and good save there from Josh Smith from a shot from Tom Tolfrey. He's been one of the star performers so far for Dorking Wanderers so far this season, as Alex Adai tries to make inroads on that far side, but he's harried out by Giuseppe Sol, and it will go for a Dorking Wanderers throw-in.
Interestingly, then you just saw Hayden Bird, the Merstham manager, urging Alex Adai to take the ball, have a run. So he obviously wants Merstham to play that direct way, and no surprise that they're trying to get the ball down on the wings.
So we now wait for corner number 6 for Merstham, as Tom Kavanagh and a couple of other Merstham players are in there. Simon Cooper also towards the back post as Merstham deliver the ball further forward. And that's a golden opportunity there for Merstham. Could have done and should have really done better with that.
Simon Cooper, wasn't it?
Yeah, Simon Cooper there flashing across the box and unmarked, and a great run, but I don't know whether or not he was held or he just mistimed the ball there. But I think that his reaction showed you how disappointed he was to not put that in the back of the Dorking net.
I wonder if Hayden Bird is going to be having a few words with Simon Cooper at half-time for not burying that and taking the game further away from Dorking Wanderers as Jake Beecroft whips in a ball towards the path of Tom Tolfrey, but it doesn't quite make it there. Giuseppe So again, very, very lucky not to catch the feet of Xavier Vidal as it looks towards the path of Dan Bennett, and Dan Bennett may take it round there, and it is goal number 3 for Dan Bennett, and that goal, which was meant to be there, has happened. It's 3-1 to Merstham.
What a great ball through the middle, and Dan Bennett there just showing how much pace he has when he does push up and play that number 9 role.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with Bolter there. It just seemed like there was a bit of indecision. I mean, I'm not even 100% sure that he was ever meant to latch onto that ball there. He obviously done well to find the pace and time the run, but I just thought that the Dorking defence opened up a little bit too easy. There looked like there was a few people looking round as to whose responsibility it was to take ownership of that pass. And, you know, you can see a lot of disappointed faces there still. Players are sort of umming and ahhing as to sort of whose job it was there.
Dan Bennett with his 22nd and 23rd now goal of the season. That's how instrumental he's been for Merstham this year. And it's definitely, by far, looks like the most time they've had the ball, but it's a bit sloppy at the back, and now Merstham can break, and that wasn't good, and it's a terrible shot at the end of the move from Alex Adai, and Merstham there really had an opportunity to get the ball down, and it was a poor play from Dorking Wanderers that led to that.
I'm not too sure Mark would have been too impressed with that. I just think they've got to adopt a different attitude. I don't think that they can be as casual and calm on the ball, Dorking. I think they need to be more direct, more purposeful, you know, and really start to exploit space in behind the Merstham defence and stop trying to play passes at the back. They've got to get the ball forwards. They've got to score a goal.
And Dorking Wanderers look to play it back inside to Jerome Beckles, who picks up the ball and spreads the play nicely wide on the far side, well into the Merstham half now. They look to deliver across. They do deliver across. It flicks off a Merstham player, and eventually Mark Okoye has cleared the ball, and it's cleared away, but only as far as Jerome Beckles, whose big, strong presence in the centre midfield, just can't quite hold on to that ball. Now Merstham have it, and they look to break away, and Tom Kavanagh has the ball, and he drives towards the back four, looks to play a nice little ball through to Alex Adai, who can get there, but only just, and doesn't manage to win anything. The ball runs out, and it's a goal kick to Dorking Wanderers, taken really quickly, but it's a mistake taken too quickly. Mistake. Dan Bennett's through, and Dan Bennett misses, and that was a great opportunity for Merstham to make it 4-1 and to confirm their place in the final. Sloppy play from Dorking Wanderers, and again, we talked about it at half-time, they like to play out from the back. They did it again.
Look, it's another example of the goalkeeper just being a little bit too relaxed in possession of the ball. Dan Bennett stood right on the shoulder there of the 6, and despite that, goalkeeper still chooses to pass in the ball, miscues it, gets it wrong. He's got a clear shot on goal, and I think he'll be very, very disappointed to miss the target from only 10 yards out.
But it was a poor cross in the end, which allows Josh Smith just to slow the game down and take as much time as he wants before he lofts the ball well inside the Dorking Wanderers half. But it's back with those in red and white as they look to drive forward now and play the ball onto the far side with Jake Beecroft. He plays it into Tom Tolfrey, who knocks it into the middle. It's a great opportunity, and it's a little flick for Giuseppe So, who'd worked his run well into the box, and it's just cleared away, and that's much better from Dorking. Dorking look to build again across the pitch, and it reaches Jerome Beckles, who looks to start play. He goes long for Tom Tolfrey, who is onside, who gets through. Tom Tolfrey's in, Josh Smith doesn't come back, and Tolfrey has scored, and it is that all-important goal for Dorking Wanderers that gets them back into the game. It was a long ball forward from Jerome Beckles, all the way over the top of the Merstham half, and Tom Tolfrey got onto the ball, very similar to the goal in the first half that Dan Bennett scored. You just wondered how he'd managed to get in there. He'd stayed onside. He rounded Josh Smith. Josh Smith probably could have come out a little bit quicker, and he put the ball into net, and we've got a game on now. But you just wondered how he managed to get himself in there.
They allowed Dorking just to sort of transition the ball from left to right. Jerome Beckles then picking a pass through to Tolfrey that got on the end of it, and again a little bit of defensive confusion. I just thought that their body language was just a little bit languid for me, Merstham there. There wasn't a lot of intent, you know, they didn't push players up forward. The goalkeeper, again, questionable there in terms of could he come and got the ball, did he take a heavy touch? But Dorking right back in this game, and you know, it's going to give them the confidence now to try and find the leveller.
It's a great cross in, and it's just wide, and somehow Mark Okoye manages to get get the head on the shot, and he just misses it. And again, we've said it all game, Mark Okoye is that target man from the corners, and he got onto that one.
Yeah, found himself only a few yards up from goal. Great ball swung into the back post, unmarked, and I think his expression told you everything you wanted to see there. Hands on his head there, and I'm disappointed that he didn't want the keeper or hit the target.
Tom Tolfrey with the ball on the far side for Dorking, looked towards the Merstham 18-yard box. It fell down to Jerome Beckles, who hits the ball. It's blocked by Merstham, and it looks to be heading out for another corner for the home side, and they seem to have their tails up now here at West Humble, as we have 18 minutes gone of the second half. It's a corner to Dorking Wanderers. Dorking Wanderers just have the ball again on the far side, adjacent to the Merstham 18-yard box, and it's Tom Tolfrey who knocks the ball back. Dorking will be looking to get a shot off if they can. Jerome Beckles picks up the ball, thinks about the shot, dinks it in, and it's played into the edge of the box. Merstham can't get it back, and James McShane with a lovely little turn, pass one, pass two, and it is Mark Okoye eventually with a tackle, and Jerome Beckles follows up with that shot high and wide over the bar, but it's good pressure from Dorking Wanderers. 24 minutes gone in this second half.
Dorking seem to sort of step it up a level. You know, players are showing a little bit more ambition, a little bit more drive, more determination, and at the moment Merstham just seem to be comfortable hanging on, you know, clearing their lines when they need to, and it's a matter of how long it lasts really, and whether or not Dorking can utilise their possession and play into a chance.
As Merstham have a free kick on the far side near the corner flag. We just wait for the free kick from Vidal on the far side near the corner post, whips it into the box, and that's an absolute stonewall effort there from Omar Fawkes. The ball's not being cleared, and it's still a matter of ping-pong in the box, and it goes out, and another chance goes begging for Merstham.
That was a great opportunity. I'm not quite sure what he did with that header, but it didn't go towards the goal like he probably intended it to. Just outside the 6-yard box, that as well was a great chance. What could you do with 10 minutes to go? What would you change now? We haven't seen a lot of change from Dorking Wanderers. Would you start to say, look, you got to push on now, we need this goal?
I mean, I was critical of them at the sort of start. Well, I certainly asked a question about it in the start of the second half, about them needing to change something. You know, they needed to be a bit more direct. They needed to start asking more questions of this Merstham defence, and they've done that. So I don't think it's a question of changing tactics or systems at the moment. I think it's working for Dorking when they get the ball in the final third. But I think from Merstham's perspective, they've just got to stop being so wasteful in possession. They seem, you know, they seem comfortable just to sort of, you know, regain territory, clear their lines, and just sort of put banks of players behind the ball. But they're not defending with an awful lot of confidence at the moment. And Dorking, you know, they've got a real chance here.
Sole to take. And he does shoot, and it goes hopelessly over the bar towards Box Hill and West Humble Station. That's a wasted opportunity there for the ex-Woking man, and surely that must be nearly game over and time up here for Dorking Wanderers. It's been a valiant effort from the home side. They've played well, but it's looking ever increasingly likely that Hayden Bird's side will book their place in the final. Last chance saloon for Dorking Wanderers as Tolfrey takes a throw in quickly towards the path of Tom Summerfield. And that's wasted yet again. And there goes the final whistle here. Hayden Bird's side do clinch that second final spot at the Laithwaite Community Stadium, and the second Surrey Senior Cup final in as many years. Hayden Bird's Merstham will play Woking at the Laithwaite Community Stadium on the 3rd of May. Final score here at West Humble in a thoroughly entertaining game is Dorking Wanderers 2, Merstham 3.
And they'll play Woking, a fantastic final in prospect on Wednesday, the 3rd of May, and you can hear that live with us as well. Wednesday the 3rd of May, the date for your diary for the final.